I got up to top 1000 in the world multiple times, and these are the top 3 decks that I use to crush Arena 10 and push up quick. Alright, the first deck that I want to share with you guys for Arena 10 is going to be this Bridspam deck with the Dark Prince and the Prince. We're going to have the mini pack as well just for extra DPS. We're just going to use the Knight here against the Ice Golem. And with this deck, you need to understand how much elixir you're going to have, and that's the most important thing with this deck. You need to know if you're up or down in terms of elixir so you can go ahead and pressure, or if you're really low you have to play defensive. So right here I know he spent a lot of elixir, he doesn't have anything in hand, so that's why I'm going to use my battle ram here with the Dark Goblin. He doesn't have the cannon, and this is going to be a rough defense for him just because we identified that he didn't have the cannon in cycle. We're going to go ahead and zap the skeletons, and that's going to be a lot of damage for us right there. The Hog does swing once, but the Tombstone is pretty good usually against Hog decks just because over time it's going to be very hard for him to spell it out because we can keep switching up the placement. And over here he just placed the Ice Golem at the bridge for no reason. I'm just going to use my Knight. Knight's going to be perfect against the Ice Golem here, and I have no idea what this guy's trying to do, but he's playing this super bad. That was a super bad fireball as well. And over here I'm just going to use my Dark Goblin or my Dark Prince at the back and just, start up the push here on the left side. His tower's down to 69 HP already, so we just have to make sure we get it with the Battle Ram or the Prince. It depends on what we have in cycle. I'm just going to use my Mini P.E.K.K.A against the Hog. The Hog is going to get completely shredded by the Mini P.E.K.K.A, and the Mini P.E.K.K.A is such a unique card just because it absolutely destroys any card on offense that your enemy is going to throw at you, and the value you get on offense is ridiculous. You can see that the Mini P.E.K.K.A did over 1000 damage on his right side tower, and that's the beauty of the Mini P.E.K.K.A because it's super versatile. It can pair up really well on defense, and it can pair up super well on offense as well. So we're just gonna go and use the Tombstone right down the middle just because it's such a good defensive play. It's just gonna keep spawning the skeletons back to back, and we're gonna be in a good spot here. And let's see what this guy's gonna do. I think we can go ahead and use the Dark Prince, and he won't have a lot of elixir. I'm just gonna use full send here on the right side. He's gonna try his best to defend, but he just used the cannon. There's no way he's gonna defend this push. We're gonna push for the 3 crown. Let's see if we can get the 3 crown before the game gets over. It looks like he's just struggling here, and we're gonna get the game number 1 here. Very easy game just because this deck is super overpowered when you know how much elixir your enemy has. Alright, the second deck that I want to share for Arena 10 is going to be this Royal Giant Goblin Barrel deck. It's a double win condition deck that works super well, and right here I have no idea what this guy's trying to do. He just fireballed the tower for no reason because you need to save the spells every single time. Don't just throw it blindly at the tower because it's not going to get you any value. I'm just going to go here and use the Skeleton Army at the back because I can split it, and I'm going to use the Wizard against the Archers because it's going to completely melt that, and he does have to respond to the Wizard on the left side. Let's see what he's going to do. He's just going to use the Valkyrie, no problem. I don't think I'm going to defend the Baby Dragon. Maybe play like the late minions. Play the late minions right there. I'm going to pressure with the RG just because I can't really defend the wall breakers. So the best play when you don't have a lot of cards on defense is just to play offensive because there's no way you're going to defend it anyways. You might as well get some damage on offense, and that's a good strategy to follow, especially with this Royal Giant deck because you don't have a solid defense when you don't have the Valkyrie or the Skeleton Army because most of the cards are super attacking. Goblin Barrel, the Royal Giant, the Inferno Tower, which can't really be used all the time because it's a tank killer, so you need to be very strategic with how you use the Inferno Tower. And over here we're gonna get some super solid damage on the right side with the Goblin Barrel plus the Valk combo on the right. This deck is super unique just because you have 2 win conditions and you can just switch it up depending on your enemy's playstyle. So if he's gonna have like the P.E.K.K.A or Inferno Tower or anything that's gonna take out the RG, you can just immediately switch over to the Goblin Barrel and play the strategy with the Valk and the Goblin Barrel. Play it like a traditional log bait deck, and you're gonna get a lot of value with that attack. So right here, I don't know if he's gonna have a spell here, but I'm just gonna use the Skarmy against the Musketeer and just completely eat the minor damage because I don't really think it's really worth it to play the Wizard at the back just because he's gonna get a lot of spell value if he does have the spell in hand. And a good Valk by us right there. Let's see if he's gonna attack once again. I'm just going to throw my wizard here. I think he might play the miner very soon. And I'm just going to arrow plus minions if he's going to miner right here. I'm going to do just that. That's going to help us DPS the miner and the Valk. Completely destroyed the Valk on the right side. And he's just going to throw the fireball. Really bad play once again. I'm just going to use my Skarmy plus Royal Giant. That's going to be a good attack on the left just because I know my tower is super low. I can't really defend it all the time. So if he's going to actually mount a really good push and if I lose my tower, there's no way that I can really get the second tower. So that's why I use my Royal Giant plus the Goblin Barrel on the right side, because on the left side, just because I need the damage. Even if I lose a tower, I'll be in a good spot and I can win the game right there. So even if he zaps or uses the log here, I still win the game. So that's why it's so important to pressure both lanes when you're one tower down. Alright guys, the last and final deck that I want to share with you guys is going to be my personal favorite deck. It's the Mortar deck with the mini P.E.K.K.A. And with this deck, you're going to have two win conditions once again, because we're going to have the Goblin Barrel and we're going to have the Mortar as well. So the Mortar is going to be a super versatile card because it can help on defense by playing it right down the middle. Or if you need damage on offense, you can still play it at the bridge and get tower damage. So that's why the Mortar is super good in this deck. That was a super bad fireball. I have no idea what these guys are doing with the fireball in Arena 10, but it's super alarming that most of the players are just throwing their fireball at the tower for no reason. So you guys don't be using your fireball on the tower. Don't be an idiot. And right here, we're just going to use the Battle Ram with the Witch. Really unfortunate timing just because he's going to play the Wizard right there. But hopefully we get the Wizard DPS down. And that was a super clutch Witch just because it completely shredded the Wizard on the right side. And we're in a good spot here. We have his tower down. We're going to have a good defensive sequence with the Goblin, with the Dart Goblin. And yeah, we're in a good spot. So right here, we're just going to wait and see what his main win condition is, because I still haven't seen it just yet. But I don't think this guy is a good player because he's just spamming cards at the bridge. Don't be doing this, guys. Just understand what you're going to have as your win condition. What are your support cards? Keep that in mind and try to find out what your enemy is going to run and play accordingly. Don't just spam cards at the bridge like this guy right here. I have no idea what he's trying to do. I'm just going to use my Goblin Barrel here, use the arrows against the Skarmy, and that's going to be perfect because we're going to get so much damage with the Mortar and Goblin Barrel. And his tower is already down to 1,500. So even if I lose my right side tower, I'm still at an advantage just because I have his tower down super low on the left side. And the mini P.E.K.K.A. is actually going to strike once and he's going to play a late Valk. So really nice mini P.E.K.K.A. right there on the left side. He's just trying to just spam whatever he has at the bridge, and he doesn't really have a strategy right here. I'm going to use my Witch because the Witch is going to be super good defending the mini P.E.K.K.A. on the right and defending the Valk on the left side as well. I don't think I have to defend the Skarmy just because the Witch's skeletons are going to defend it, and the Witch is actually going to take out the entire Skarmy right there on the right side. He's going to fireball. That doesn't matter. We're just going to use... He's actually going to miss the Witch, that's just absolutely insane to me. How do you miss the fireball when the Witch is right in front of the Mortar? Bro just completely whiffed the fireball right there and he just didn't hit anything. So this dude right here is an exception, but usually you want to make sure you understand what your enemy's win conditions are and what his counters to your win condition are, and you want to play accordingly, especially when you have a double win condition deck like I mentioned in deck number 2 and this deck. You can really switch it up, and that's going to be your best bet against most decks that are going to counter the typical win condition. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and of course, take care guys.